Welcome to the Just Josh podcast.
Who the fuck is this guy? Hey, who the fuck are you? Huh? Who the fuck are you?
This whole thing's a little weird.
Never yet fear, laddie buck.
Welcome into the podcast. Today we got Joey Harkum on. How's it going, man?
Yo, I love that intro. That's hilarious.
That's the it's the first
Who the
thing.
fuck is this guy?
That's the first thing everyone says to me because I wanted this to be I wanted it to be fun and relaxed and like not serious. Yeah, thank you for coming on, man.
My pleasure, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course. How did you kind of get into music and singing and everything?
My dad plays guitar, and when I was young, he was like, he never wrote music, but he could play like, I think he could play like 120 covers by like heart, you know, and
Yeah.
we just grew up singing, and he would play, you know, he's really into country, so a lot of old country, George Jones, Johnny Cash. His favorite like band is Creedence, so it was like a lot of Creedence, and just grew up kind of with him playing around the house, and my grandfather on my mom's side, who's Irish, plays guitar as well, and he like plays all the old Irish songs and all the drinking songs, and you know. So, and my granddad, he'll still I play some local kind of acoustic gigs, and he'll come out and sing a song with me. And he's 86, man. He's still singing. You can't get him to stop.
That's awesome.
When everything shut down, I was delivering for Amazon, and I would deliver to probably, I think, between 4 and 6 like nursing homes out in like Southwest Baltimore County. And 3 of them, you leave the package at the front door, you can't go in. Makes total sense. And then like there's like 2, I get there and they're like, oh no, you got to take that all the way up to their room and like knock on the door. And I'm like, I've been in a warehouse with hundreds of people. I'm out here in the world. It's this terrifying moment.
Yeah.
Before, like, it was when everything was shut down. I'm like, you want me to go up in here and ride the elevator with elderly people? They're like, yeah. It's like, okay, you're going to kill somebody. Let me in here.
So I assume that didn't last too long because of those reasons.
Well,
or were you able to get back into the music, kind of playing live again?
Yeah,
stuff?
Once I booked my first gig back, once we booked the drive-in show with Bumpin' Uglies, I pretty much told the guy that I was working for that I was probably going to be leaving shortly, and then
was this it right here? Was this drive-in?
Yeah, isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's a nice setup. Where was this at? Was this in Maryland?
It was at a drive-in in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And it was beautiful. I couldn't believe it. Once in a lifetime gig, man. It was so cool. And obviously, you know, Bumpin' Uglies, we opened up for Bumpin' Uglies, and they just killed it, man. And they took care of pretty much all the details and
all the logistics and
stage hands and everything. And we just showed up and rocked out, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's got to be the best.
I was so grateful for them to have us on that show, man, because I don't know if I probably won't play another drive-in show.
Oh, just by yourself as the band?
Well, there's, you know, I don't think that I could probably facilitate one anywhere out of town. Or not out of town, but like, you know, my bigger markets are a little bit too far of a drive.
Right.
For me to be able to do that. And the one that we have in Maryland that I think you could possibly do it at is charging too much. It just wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like you break even if you're lucky, I think. They're charging like 10 grand to rent a Thursday night or something like that. It's crazy.
Jesus.
I get the feeling they don't really want a bunch of hippies smoking pot in their drive-in, so they just like like the money's gotta be up here.
Yeah. But it's either that or no money. You know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah.
But I wish there was something, man, because, you know, there's like a lot of parking lot gigs, but not a lot of band gigs, which
Right.
is, really what I'm missing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really tough, and I really feel for everyone. I think that's why I really, this season too, I started doing the whole Venmo thing, because, again, it might not bring a ton of money in, but anything extra, hopefully, we can help out with that. Speaking of bumping uglies and stuff, we have a really good scene here in Maryland. We have a lot of great bands that have come out of here. Bumping Uglies, you guys. How has it been growing up in the scene? Because I feel like I've known a lot of you for almost 10 years now, and then followed you even longer than that,
Yeah, we've known each other a long time. Well, I'll tell you, we, certain things that I think we got to really enjoy that people won't anymore is like Noise in the Basement.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Like Fletcher's, going to Fletcher's on a Monday night, and like the lineup would be stacked.
Yeah.
Like every great band. And it'd be like, we were young enough to where like you didn't have any bills. You just like play every gig you get offered. We played Sewebo Arts Festival for I think like 13 years in a row. And I remember like playing with Ballie down the beach when we were like super young. When like JR was in the band.
The good old days. I love Nick. Yeah. Love them all, but I have a special
they're great.
spot in my.
I do miss JR. He's a good guy.
Yeah, I mean, I see him pop up every now and then doing a lot of these bass lines for Wes and other people, kind of doing the
he
bass
just
thing still.
Adam Allman just did a record with Howie, and I think JR played on one of the songs maybe.
Yeah, I love Adam too. He's a great guy. We really, again, we have a really good local scene, and bands like Ballyhoo and Bumpin', and even you guys to a degree, are getting up in the national range where, you're able to tour with each other, tour with other bands. Do you think having a solid scene has helped get you out there to a degree?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, Howie got us our first gig in Philly and Myrtle Beach, and I think somewhere else, whenever back in the day, if I ever had trouble, I just like send Howie a message like, hey man, you got any leads on Philly, man? and then, we took Bumpin' Uglies out on their first tour way back in the day, and they certainly have helped me get this solo thing off the ground, man. A ton of help from them and love, and same with like even the guys who aren't in town but come through Baltimore regularly, we end up being close with, like Tropodelic and all them guys, and just a really cool scene, man. People come to Maryland and they're like, wow, this is not like this where we're from.
Right.
It's not like, and there's no, obviously everybody wants to do well, but there's no really competition. Like you're not gonna hate on somebody for doing well.
Right.
You're gonna be happy for them. Which
exactly.
You go to some, I don't want to name states, but some states where they're just like oh, fuck them guys.
Yeah.
Well, why don't y'all like share a bill, man? You sell it out if you play together.
Are you working with anyone right now?
I have a manager that I love. I'm on Mammoth management. They're out of Denver.
Cool.
And I actually managed by a guy named Russ, who we've been friends for a long time. He manages Jim Cotta. I don't know if you know those guys, but just like an amazing kind of jam band with like a really great singer. And we used to play shows all the time, swap shows for Baltimore and Ithaca, where they're from. And when I started the solo band, I was basically just got on Nimbleslick. Rob retired. Luckily, I landed at Nimbleslick.
It was a great company. Great company.
Yeah. And I didn't realize at the time, but I was managing myself, and I was like drowning, man. I just was like, wasn't properly promoting the shows. Was, you know, we're going like way out on tours that were like, you know, I was losing money, and then luckily Russ got was able to take on a new guy, so he called me. He's like, "I see you're working hard, man. Let's talk about it." And he's been really great. Him and Russ Friedel and Dave Halchek are my guys over there, and they are really, really good to me. We're still we take a call every week, and even though we're not doing anything, you know, just talking about how we're going to release this new music we recorded, and to have like a guy on your side, it's been pretty nice. I ain't gonna lie. Say like we just recorded like 14 songs in the studio, and I'm like, all right, we're going to put it on the album. We're going to put it out.
Let's get it out. Yeah.
We're going to put all of it out right now. You're like, wait a minute. Why don't we do some singles with some videos attached to them? You know, there's a system here, and you know, and I'm like, I made this awesome shit. I want to show everybody right now. And they're like, slow down, Joe. We got to do it the right way.
Exactly.
Oh, fuck. Been sitting on these songs for a while now, man, but they're starting to. We put a cover out last month, and then Hold Steady just came out a week ago, and that's the first like original song from the album. I love it. It's just like,
that's a banger.
It's a quarantine song all the way, just like frustrated, like uncertain quarantine song.
Yeah,
I didn't realize, but then after we started making this record, I was looking back, I'm like, man, I've just been doing like ballads for like 2 years. Finally get some rock and roll going.
Yeah.
And people love it. A lot of the comments and feedback has been like, all right, give me some of that old Pasadena feel. Like, give me that dirty, you know, screaming.
A lot of my friends in college were huge. My friend Chris, a couple guys in my fraternity were huge Pasadena fans. They were always at your shows, and I was always seeing them post about you guys. And then where'd you go to college? UMBC. Do you know Chris Caldwell?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, I love
Remember Chris
man.
Caldwell?
Good guy.
And I guess Mike Kettleberger and those guys.
Yeah, Be More Around Town. Is that?
Yeah, Be More Around Town is what they're doing now. Yeah, I got to get those guys on the podcast.
I love that, man. Yeah, you should totally they do some really cool stuff.
Yeah, and those were
like them.
Those were two of my fraternity brothers in college.
Nice.
Which is weird. I never thought I would join a fraternity, but they were definitely, ours was a little different. I think it was less of a fraternity and more of a, you know, just friends hanging out and having a good time and stuff like that.
We played Salisbury and Frostburg enough to where I felt like I went to college.
Right.
Because we were always up there.
Right.
And we were like the same age, and like we did all the house parties. We played like in backyards and all the dive bars.
Right.
So I kind of felt like I went to college, but I didn't.
You know what? College really isn't all it's cracked up to be. Depending on what you're, you know, if you want to be a doctor or something, yeah, you got to go to college. You got to go get your med degree. But I know more millionaires, and I know more people that are quote unquote successful that never went to college because they said they knew what they wanted to do. And yes, the college degree does help, but the amount you're paying as opposed to what you're getting out of it, I don't think it adds up anymore, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you just as long as you educate yourself
right
on what your goal is, then it don't matter where you get it.
Right, exactly.
We got this beautiful internet now, man. You can take any class you want on YouTube.
Yep. And most colleges, I'm pretty sure there's a couple community colleges because they don't fill classes. They just offer free spots for you to come in and just take the class, and you're not really going to college, but you can still learn.
Yeah, you can take it. You can sit in. Like a lot of retired people do that. They'll go sit in and they want to learn something.
So a lot of people might probably know you from Pasadena, and then obviously you've kind of moved on to doing the solo stuff. And it wasn't anything bad. It was just, time. And I think I heard, or you had talked about, where it got to the point where you were going to be like the only person left. So at that point, it's like, why carry that on? I want to keep that kind of what it was and then kind of go out on my own.
Yeah, it was when Aaron was leaving, and it would just been me and great players.
Right.
But at that point, it was just me, and my taste in music was changing. I was definitely going a little more back into the Americana stuff, and it just wasn't the same sound. The songs were, like any song you play for 15 years, it ends up changing in ways. And I just really just, you know, it's like my musical style is changing, and let it die with dignity, which almost never happens with a band, you know.
Right.
Like, was it some crash and burn situation? It's like, let's just, we
Right
did a lot
off
of
into
good,
the sunset.
you know, we had a lot of fun, and I really tell you, it was pretty scary the first 2 years going solo. But now that we're rolling, man, it's so great to just have one person to make decisions, and I got a team, and I treat my band well, man. I take care of them. They get paid. If I can't afford to take them, I don't. I'm very, you know, open communication with most bands that grow up together have horrible communication.
Yep.
There's always like somebody, you know, getting abused or something.
Right.
But this whole situation I'm in right now is great, and people are digging it. The best part is, like, every couple of weeks, somebody will tag me in a post or something and be like, I just found out that Joey Harkum was the singer in Pasadena. Holy shit. Like,
Yeah.
yes.
That's so
like,
fun. Yes.
People don't even know I was in Pasadena sometimes. And they're like, oh, that was you? I was like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'll start playing Trouble or something, and they'll be like, oh.
Dude, that is easily my favorite song, Trouble. I know a lot of people like the Shut the F Up one, but Trouble, I relate to that a lot. It's a great song.
I think that's one of my favorite ones.
That's a great song.
I still love playing that song.
Mm-hmm. Me too. And then someone will shout out in the audience, shut the fuck up or something like that, you know, to get you to play it. To get you to play the other one. I bet you that one's one that you're like.
And there's a time and place for it.
Right.
But sometimes it's just not the time and place for it. You know?
I bet it can kind of get annoying when someone like exactly what you said. It's like a great song, but time and place. So it's like, do you feel obligated to play it if someone shouts it out? Or I feel like I've been there when someone's done that.
It was very much like our bass player Aaron ad-libbed on the song, and it like made the song. So once that wasn't there anymore, it was a much less enjoyable song to play, because it kind of lost like the little extra, you know. But I played in Denver. It's been in the before times. Last time I was on tour, I played in Denver, and somebody asked for it, and I was like, only if somebody in the crowd knows the ad lib, and this dude jumped up and crushed every bit of it. I was like, yeah, brother.
I'm pretty sure I saw a video of it somewhere. I'm almost 100% sure I saw a video of it. That's hilarious.
We did a live stream last night, and Ray Roten was over, and he did it. He did the ad libs.
Love Ray.
He actually played it. Yeah, Ray's great.
There's so many good local artists a lot of people won't ever hear about, but I just think there's something in the water. We just have really good people around here. I think, just good people, A
lot of talent, man. It's crazy. I tell you what, and especially like Annapolis is kind of like not isolated, but you wouldn't believe the talent just in downtown Annapolis every day of the week. Scribe, Pressing Strings, Higher Hands, Grilled Lincolns, fucking
Grilled Lincolns, great.
Shaka, Sean Owen. I was just making sure I didn't want to fuck up, but there's this dude named Gage Rhodes that sat just across the Bay Bridge, man, and he plays like country, kind of like Americana stuff, and he's awesome, dude. There's so many talented people down there, and there's so many bands in Baltimore. You'll see a Baltimore band on the Billboard charts, like, I've never heard of that band.
Yeah,
because there's so many bands. Like, if you live in North Baltimore, there's a whole scene up there,
right?
Like High Top's got a whole scene. 8x10's got a whole scene. Soundstage, whole scene. It's just wild, man.
We have a really great area, and even not just in Maryland, but being close to Philly, and I could even drive up to New York for a band I really want to see, and it's just a great scene.
We're very lucky to be on the East Coast. West Coast guys come over here for tour, and they're like, my favorite thing to do is host the guys from out of town.
Right.
Like, I'm like, you play in Baltimore, you stay in miles. I'm going to make you motherfuckers scrapple in the morning, and you're going to hate it. Coming over.
I feel like I stayed in your basement one time.
You
have that
came
little
over
bar? Maybe I
with-
just came to hang.
Did you come over when
I can't remember.
Jason
who it
DeVore was here, or somebody was here? Oh, Oogie Wawa, I think. You came over to see
Okay,
him.
yeah, with Jesse and them. That might have been it. Yeah. Those are good guys too. Great guys.
The guys from the West Coast, especially, like, they don't realize, because if you're from California, you got to drive to go anywhere.
Yeah, drive so far.
Texas, forget about it.
Oh my goodness.
But, you know, these guys come over and they're like, we got to be in Philly tomorrow. How far away is it? I'm like, 2 hours. Like, for real? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
They're like, what about New York? I was like, 4 hours. Fucking great.
Yep. We're DC and even parts of Jersey and stuff going up there. And you can even go a little bit farther up to Boston if you wanted and get a whole tour in just doing the Northeast.
I go and play Manhattan, come home.
Yeah.
Same day.
Yep.
Play the show and go home.
Yep.
My last show was in Manhattan, bro. Like, right the day the Friday before they shut everything down on a Saturday. And, like, I had a blast. But
was that like the 13th of March or something like that? The 13th or 14th?
Yeah, weekend before,
like that?
Friday before St. Patty's Day.
Okay, yeah. I was in Vegas for 311 Day on that day.
Nice.
Yeah, we didn't think they were going to make it. They kept saying they might shut down everything, and we made it through the Friday, and I was out of there on Saturday when they shut everything down. Dude, your Pasadena reunions are always sold out, and I can't tell you, the energy in those shows are just incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Highlight of my entire career, man, was the last Pasadena show, I was a little too emotional to enjoy myself, but the reunion one the year after, oh man, yeah, you could just, I've never felt so much love. It was just amazing. I just I'll think about that night for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. My regret was that I should have crowd surfed it.
Oh.
I should have been like, I've only crowd surfed once, and it was it was involuntary. They threw me in.
Have you? It's hard, especially when you're an artist, to do the crowd surfing thing, because you never know, people grabbing you and stuff, maybe stuff falling out of your pockets. Because I always keep my phone on me, even if I'm on stage. So like, if I was crowd surfing, you'd probably fall out or something.
I'd rather get robbed than not caught, though. Like, if you're like the lead singer and you're like, I'm coming in, you like dive into just those C parts, so like you slap the ground.
And I'm sure that happens.
Oh yeah,
more than we think.
It happens to a lot of bass players, I think. They'll be like, nope. we got banned. We've been banned from a couple clubs temporarily, but because we used to be wild back in the day. But we were opening up for Bad Fish at Ram's Head.
That's always a good time.
And we were wild back in the day. We used to party. And Aaron throws his bass off and he just goes and chucks into the crowd, and like the whole place just parts. And there's this poor girl all by herself, and she's the look of terror in her eyes. She's like, ah! And he just like lands right on her shoulder and like flops on the ground.
Oh my!
And we got in so much trouble. They're like, you're banned for 6 months. You can't come back.
Wow!
Like, we're not gonna book you.
Wow, that's so.
Luckily,
funny.
the girl didn't get hurt, but it was a sight. And he had to get up, walk up the stage, climb back up on the stage. They're like, oh, damn!
And then do the walk of shame, back up.
Oh God, yeah. Shameful shit.
I assume things have changed a little bit for you since those days. You're a married man.
Allie, my wife's due in November, so
congratulations.
We are like, thank you. We are very, very excited. It's our first kid, and we're like buckling down. And I'm probably gonna be dialing back. I'm only doing like one indoor gig right now, and it's very safe. Like we play on a stage. When I leave the stage, I put my mask on. I don't, I try to be as safe as I can, but she's going to be in her last trimester, so I'm probably going to cut out any indoor playing till the baby comes, and then I do live streams, and I always have a special guest come. And like last night, I had like 3 different guests come in, and we do it safe. We have them like they're in the other room, and they come in and do a couple songs, and then they like go away.
Yeah.
But I'm probably going to cut that kind of stuff out and just do like, if I do a live stream with somebody else again, I'll probably do it like in the backyard or.
That makes sense.
Because
it's not worth it.
The thing I want to do is, take a chance.
Yeah.
And I got lucky so far because I was, like I said, I was delivering when this all started. I was just like, and we found out she's pregnant, like literally that Friday, everything shut down.
Jeez.
So I'm like, all right, all I want to do is make money.
Right.
I can't be like unemployed right now.
Right.
And I did home improvements with my dad does home improvements. Like I worked today with him. We did a waterproofing job today in a basement. I was humping concrete all day, baby. It sucked.
Yeah. Ugh.
But right now, man, it's like the live streams, thank God, man. People have shown me love, and
it's awesome.
People have been buying merch, and now I got like I'm doing Jimmy's in their parking lot.
Jimmy Seafood.
1 day a week. Yeah, and I'm doing Mother's in their parking lot 1 day a week. So it's good to have work now, man. But after October, and we're still in this, what are you gonna do?
It's a very scary time right now in general.
Yeah.
And I feel really bad. I feel like I'm lucky that I do have some options if I really had to go get a job. I make just enough to get by and do what I need to do and try and stay within music. But yeah, I mean, there's a very good chance that I'm going to have to go find a marketing or a business job or something like that.
We're getting crabs. We're picking them up, but my wife just texted me. She texted me and said I'm screaming down here in the basement, and that she's gonna go get the crabs. So I got like
you got a little bit.
minutes.
You got a little minute. Okay, that's cool. All right, we'll keep going for a little bit.
It's crab day, baby. You can't be fucking around on crab day, boy.
Dude, you're so lucky. I've only had crab cakes this summer. I haven't gotten to have the crabs. Do you eat the yellow mustard?
Love it. If they bottled that shit, I'd fucking buy it.
Me too, but I just read an article saying it's horrible for you.
Hell yeah, crabs are awful.
No, I just mean like
they're probably they're like bottom feeders, man.
Well, that's what they were saying, is that the yellow stuff is actually the intestines, or actually something else where they process all the bad stuff out of. It's like the filter, and then when they cook it, it turns into that yellow. So you're actually eating all the stuff you're supposed to be filtering out.
It's like crab poop or something.
Something like that, but I don't care. I love it.
Yeah, I tell you what, I tell people all the time, you want to make $1 million, you make that shit, make something that tastes like that and spread it on toast. Sell that shit.
Oh my goodness. I just love Maryland food in general, and I was very naive to people telling me, oh, you haven't had a crab cake, do you have a Maryland crab cake? But since we've grown up in Maryland, I'm used to it. So I'm thinking, I went down to Louisiana, and they had like crab cake Benedicts, and I'm thinking, it's really not that hard to make a good crab cake. It's still seafood. So, and Louisiana's known for it. So how bad can it really be? Oh my God, it was the worst thing I ever ate. I couldn't even finish it. I was like, this is horrible.
I've almost ordered a crab cake out of town just to see what it tastes like, but I just couldn't do it because I'm like, what? I just can't. Like, I know I'm not gonna. I know it's not gonna be as good, and I'm gonna be like all fucking bougie about it, like.
But it's true. You have.
But Louisiana, that's where we get all our. When it's not crab season here, that's where they all come from, Louisiana, and they are delicious down there. The oysters down there, and the crabs, and the crayfish, man. Big fucking.
Damn, you're making me hungry.
Oh no.
I saw you working on your van maybe a couple months ago. It might be old news now, but you used to kind of have it for you and Allie to go around, and I assume you started working on it again to turn it more into a musician van again. Is that right, or just a time for a change?
I definitely basically when there was no work and I was just sitting around, started getting some band opportunities. So then I rebuilt it. I got it right now to where I could take a family trip in it. I got a seat, I got area for a car seat. But if I take the bed out, the whole back storage, just like it would be like a band van. I got 5 seat belts in there. So I could take the whole band and the merch guy and all the gear without a trailer. Or I could have a really awesome vacation with the wife. So it's a good setup.
Yeah, I'm jealous. That thing looks great, and I get sucked down YouTube videos of like people building out their RVs or vans or sprinters, and they have some crazy ones. Like it's like a home on wheels, and yeah, some of those mini homes are dope too.
I wish I have like a medium size, so it's only 6 foot tall on the inside,
Mm-hmm.
and it's about 3 feet shorter than the full size.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you what, if I could do it again, because I bought it pretty much brand new, so I'm gonna have it forever. I owe like a ton of fucking money on it. But if I now knowing now what the work I've done to it, and we've done whole tours and slept in it every night, like.
Right.
But if I knew now, I would have got a full size cargo and just done everything from scratch, because I bought mine for the seats, because the seats are expensive, but
Mm-hmm.
I would have so much more room. But yeah, I get lost in those videos too, but then I get like really jealous because it's like stuff I can't do in mine. Like I couldn't put a kitchen in mine.
Right.
I see these guys like, and I tour with my buddy Keith Harkum, the Irish guy I tour with, and he's got a full size Sprinter, 2-burner stove in there. I got my own bunk. It's like fucking super tight.
Jeez.
And like that's where I kind of got the bug from, was touring with him. But I can't, I don't have the room to really do all that in mine, unfortunately. But it's great. It's all just the same as marine stuff. So I got a back battery, and like everything's 12 volt, like, and I got an isolator that runs from the back battery to the front battery, so it charges when I'm driving, and then when I park and use the back battery, it doesn't draw from the starting battery, so I won't like get stranded or anything.
Yeah,
that's gonna be great. I can hook up like, I got 3,500 watt inverter in there.
Damn.
I got a electric kettle I plug in and make tea in the morning. It's great.
That's awesome. I've recently been catching up with all the stuff that while I was on tour at Ballyhoo I couldn't do. I've been putting stuff off for like 2 years. So I've been wearing glasses. I never wore them because I would always lose them on tour. And so I'm hard. If you ask any of the guys, I'm horrible at losing my stuff. I flew one day to New York. We had a day off. I flew from Kansas City to New York to see Incubus for their 30-year anniversary, and then flew back the next day, and I lost my wallet. I left it on the airplane, and it was like the 4th day into tour, so the rest of the tour I didn't have any ID or any cash or anything.
No.
Luckily I did merch, so I would get tips and I would have other things, so I would make enough to get by for the tour. And then I had a nice little savings when I got home. But
dude, their van's sick, man. Ballyhoo's van.
Very lucky.
That's the van I want. I want a full size like they got. That thing is fucking nice.
And you could do so much with that. You wouldn't even have to put in bunks like they do. You could have a couple, or even do something different with it where it was just as spacious, if not more.
Yeah, they got a good setup, man, with the big TV and everything in there.
And Howie and Donald are so tall, they had to make the bunks a certain length. So they don't. So imagine if like you're not 6'5", 6'6", you could even lower the bunks and have even more room.
Theirs is the nicest build I've seen of the vans. Of Good Nature's got I think the same van, but theirs has just got a big bed in the back.
Right.
Having a bed is for a touring band, even if it's like you can't sleep everybody. If somebody can be back there napping and take over, drive them,
right. Right.
You can just cover so much ground if you're rested. You have to be mentally healthy, and comfortable, and just, there's no better shower than a shower on tour,
Yeah.
Like a hot shower to yourself in a hotel where the water's not going to run out. Like you're just like,
yep.
Right. And even that's like, 5 minutes to yourself is hard to get sometimes, like So if you can have a moment or like a clean bed, man.
And sometimes you can go in with a great mental state and still, by the time you're done, just be super done with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's been some tours where, like, you know, the last week I was just dying. Like, I can't wait to get home.
You kind of check out a little bit early, even though it's
then
you try not to.
If you do it right, you know, 3 weeks will fly by and be like, oh, we got a week left.
Yeah. If I can get the sound under my belt, I could do sound and TM all at once.
That's what you need. Everybody's looking for a multi-purpose, you know, because it's not a lot of money. You know, even guys that are doing really well aren't making a ton of money.
Nope.
So if you can find a tour manager that can do sound, like, I'd love to have a tour manager one day, man. I'll call you if I ever start making good money.
Hey, listen, again, you know, if I can get the sound, so I can do sound already. It's not that I can't do sound, but not being a tour guy, having to use, if I could bring my own console with me every time, no problem. But sometimes when you're using other consoles, even though I know the basics of it, you still have to make sure that you're 100% on stuff, especially for live performances, because if something goes wrong, I need to start back checking everything and going backwards to figure out what the problem and then fix it ASAP, you know?
Yeah. I would hate to be a sound.
It's nerve-wracking.
Sound man. Jesus Christ.
I just
DB's who I was thinking of from Pacifier. They're a tour manager. DB
drew me this, which is like my EUM logo, but it's got like the Ewoks playing guitar and drums, and then it's got like Ballyhoo, Pacifier, Bumpin' Uglies on there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool. It's not bad, huh?
That's tight.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
I would wear, if he made that into a shirt, I would wear it. Like, take out my logo and just have like the Ewoks with the guitars. I would totally buy that shirt.
That's tight. Hell yeah. You
have a lot of great merch, man. I have a few of your things here, just a couple, and I have your shirt up there, and then I have a couple other show shirts. I'm the type that likes to clean, simple design. That's why all my logos are just very easy, very simple. And I feel like
I'm very much that way too, yeah. You
have a lot of great stuff, man. Like, all this stuff is just really, really good.
Really like keeping it simple, like almost like I can't wear like a band shirt that's like super loud.
Yeah.
Like, got a big animated thing on it or something like that. Like, and not that I don't think it looks great,
right,
but like, so whenever I'm making something, I'm like, could that just be hanging in a store? You know, maybe like, I'm assuming, but I've been trying to really brand this new thing with the Anchor logo, and people are digging it, man.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with it. I would say this one right here, the East Coast Americana. Is that a newer one?
Yeah, I'm probably that's probably gonna be the banner when we get back up and running.
Dude, I like it. And it's probably the most detailed logo you have or design that you have right now for them, but yet it's still just great and simple. I'm a big skull guy. I'm a huge skull guy. I don't know why. I'm not like Death or anything, but I do like skulls and black. Yeah. I wear a lot of black.
Skulls, fucking sailing ships, you know, pirate stuff. I bought like a big, I love Photoshop, but I'm not the most savvy artist.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought like 500 logos off this website, and like you can kind of like mix and match stuff, and it came with all these fonts and stuff. So like, it's been cool. Like, all the flyers I've been making lately, like, I feel like I'm cheating a little bit, but like I just have like all
you paid
these
for
logos. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely allowed to use them, but it's like that the Skull Island shirt was like one of those logos. People are like, dude, this is dope. Who drew it? I'm like, don't tell nobody that I bought it up. And then somebody sent me a picture of another like company that used it. I was like, oh no, I'm probably gonna get a lot of that.
So
but the
yeah, go ahead.
The other anchor, the two Anchor logos are original though. Somebody made this for me.
Right, you had someone make those, right? The Joey H with the Anchor.
Yeah. The JH Anchor was made by a guy out in California.
Yeah, so along with all this COVID stuff, have you gotten into anything that you normally wouldn't have?
I have smoked weed a few times, and I like, not that I'm against weed, but I just haven't smoked weed in a long time, so I have no tolerance. So I usually just don't get high when people are smoking. But I smoked a couple blunts during the quarantine, got super stoned. It was fun.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
haven't really picked up too many hobbies, but I have been just doing a lot of like home improvement stuff. And we have a little boat that it's kind of saving our sanity. So that's our thing. We go out on our boat.
What kind of boat do you have? And it looks awesome.
I got a 20-foot bow rider, man. It's a sea hunt, and it's great because it's not like there's no like cushions. It's just like you could fish on it. It's got a big gas tank, so I could go like pretty much all day on one tank. And I just beach it, man. I got all these little sandbars and beach bars, just like rolled up, cut the ends in, put it up, and just right on the beach.
Damn,
It's been great.
Gotta hit me up next time.
Dude, yeah, man. You gotta come down. You're too far north. You're not on the water up there.
I mean,
got water up
the
there?
harbor, but no one wants to go in there. There's like dead bodies and stuff in there.
Well, that's like, because when you come out of Baltimore Harbor and go past Key Bridge, I'm like the creek on the right. So it's cool.
Oh, okay.
I come out and I'm like right there between the bay and the harbor.
Could you go to like Pier 6 and just sit in your boat and just watch all the concerts?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I could be over there in probably 20 minutes from my house or something, like 25.
Wow.
I hang in like Dundalk mostly, and like Point Pleasant over kind of like in the harbor, Nick's Fish House, not right now, but like when they're open and stuff.
Nick's Fish House is another good place. We got a lot of good local restaurants / bars that have good live music and like kind of some beachy areas.
Nick's has the best tent I've seen yet, man. Jimmy's has got a really good one. But Nick's, they like got a temporary floor in there, all these plants and hanging beautiful lights, and like it's like a more permanent tent. Like I'm sure they're gonna have that all winter. It's just gorgeous, man.
Yeah.
I recommend going there and checking it out.
Yeah. Do you do a lot of fishing and stuff like that too? Are you one of those guys that holds up the fish in your picture?
No, man. I tell you what, when I was a kid, I fished a lot, but I don't fish that as much as I want to right now. But now that we're having a boy, so that's like on the list. I got to get my fishing game back.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Because I want my kid to grow up fishing like I did. No, it's we were gonna crab this summer.
Oh yeah.
But just every time we go out, we don't. We just end up having fun.
Drinking and
like
hanging out.
I don't want to work. I don't want to work for it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing. Fishing has always been work, or it's like boring and then a lot of work. But
I think this fall, I think it's October. October is when you can rock fish out our way, and there's somebody told me about the spot to go to, so I think I might do that in October, try and get some rockfish, because rockfish is expensive, boy.
It's so expensive.
You get that shit for free.
Yeah, same with crabs. Getting a bushel of crabs is so expensive these days.
Yeah, man.
Especially now with everything. I saw it. Did you just get a new PRS as well?
I did. They have a parlor guitar that came out in June, man, and I hit them right up. I was like, I need that, man, and I love it. It's great.
Is it kind of a hybrid? Is that what it is?
It's a parlor guitar, so it's like basically it's a few inches shorter of a neck, and the body's tiny, so it's the perfect guitar. And the reason I really wanted to get it was because before I thought we'd be back to work by now.
Yeah, I know, me too.
In some capacity, and my plan was I was going to fly out, play 2 shows in Colorado, fly home. So I was like, I need something that can fit in the overhead, something light. And that's still the plan, probably for January or whenever. Who knows when we get working, but probably start off with just flying out, especially with having a baby, go out for the weekend and play some gigs.
Right.
But it's got a big sound, man. It's got a Fishman pickup in it, and it's super hot. Like, It's a great guitar, and their retail is only like $700.
That's pretty good.
So it's a good
Wow.
It's a good guitar, man.
And they're a great company too. They're in Maryland, and I feel like they do a lot for a lot of local musicians and really hook it up as much as possible.
Yeah, their SCs, they've been very kind to all the guys around here, man. And you know, it's like for the guys who tour, I got a really expensive Martin, but like when you're touring, that thing's banging around. Like it's good to have a workhorse guitar. You don't want to bring anything nice on the road like that until you got the money or the crew to take care of it. You know, because
right.
It's a really good workhorse guitar. Obviously, their ones they make in Maryland are super expensive and like fancy. You know, I wouldn't. If I had one of those, I definitely wouldn't take it on the road.
No, I think I was looking at a cheaper one, and it was still like $2,300 or something like that.
Yeah, low end.
Yeah,
it's fucking crazy. But they're the SC series, man, and this is their third generation, I think, and they're just solid guitars now, man. They're really good.
Hey, man, thank you so much for coming in here. I really appreciate it. I know we didn't get as much time as we'd like because it was half my fault, too, because I was ready to go and the whole cable thing, but I'm glad I got it fixed. And we'll have to have you back in maybe later this year, if possible, in studio. And if you want to bring any of your bandmates to come in here and actually do a whole episode, I would love to have you back.
We will, man, for sure. Definitely. I'll come in and we'll play some acoustic songs and stuff, man. It'll be fun.
Sounds perfect, man. Have a great day.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, enjoy the crabs. Say hi to Allie for me, and we'll talk soon.
All right, brother. Good talking with you.
All right.